we're going to try something new here because I do not make a lot of content and I would like to be able to make more video content. Um, thing is, my time is taken up a lot with producing my webcomic, Aurora, which is on Tapas or Tapas. That might sound better, but whatever. I'll look like a fool on the internet like everyone else. Tapas. So yes, for those of you who don't know, if you have looked at my YouTube channel, you can see that most of it is made up of Instagram shorts that I put onto YouTube and some video essays where I vent about things. I don't know if I'll do that anymore, but I do really love this platform, and it's probably the only social media platform that I'm genuinely actually addicted to. So it just makes sense to funnel all of my content onto here. And I would love to be able to do more with it. I would like to do a video diary of my progress to kind of double as marketing, because if you want your webcomic to do well, you probably should market it. I haven't been very good at doing that. So hopefully my face is pretty enough to warrant subscribing alone. Haha. Um, and just go on this journey with me here. So if you're unfamiliar with tapas or tapas, whatever the hell it's called, um, this is what it normally looks like when you first start reading a webcomic, at least on desktop. So my comic is Aurora. I like to think at least the image is pretty attention grabbing. Um, so the nice thing about Tapas is that you can do like these short animations, although they're not quite as like crisp as I'd like them to be. But you know, you can't have everything. And I'm just showing a little sneak peek here of what I'm doing. We're talking about a feral creature here in the 1990s trying to basically adapt to a human world. And, not a very pleasant looking creature. You could probably tell that's my hand. So, yeah. So the goal here is to show a bit more of like what it looks like. I wanted to show more of my process, or rather my experimentation. So we're going to be doing a lot of the typical um, Clip Studio Paint type of illustration here. You could probably tell that there's some heavy effects laid on here. I feel like I should make a disclaimer so people don't think I'm totally incompetent. I do like a little bit of Gaussian blur. I do like a little bit of grain and chromatic aberration, and not all of it is going to look as pleasant as I would like, but a VHS effect looks shitty, so maybe it can look artistically shitty. But then at the same time, you have something like this, because I really love watercolor, you guys. I love doing something like this, where we can like really start experimenting with effects and different mediums. And it's not just throw everything to the wall and see what sticks. There's an actual precedent for this. There's like going to be a lot of flashbacks that will be utilized mostly in like traditional watercolor, which I have been doing a lot up until pretty recently. And I'm getting back into it again. And maybe this is the best representation of my skills here. This was multiple frames of just painting watercolor, which I have done speed paints of over the years. Like, this isn't entirely my work. I've done some work on a computer where I really upped the saturation or just the colors to really pop. And this is me basically leaving a cute little message. Maybe I'll cringe at this later. I don't know. So, here is our main character, dumping a lot of exposition at us. I'm really happy because after about 6 months of working on the beginning episodes and really trying to funnel into how to make this as short and sweet as possible, because this started off as a YouTube channel. If you're not familiar, it started off with like full-blown animation, and I'm like, I cannot do this. It's been a year, and I'm like not even at like the meat of the story, the part where it's like, why are we here? Well, now we're here. The main character is getting some background on how the universe works, how cryptids, as we call them, function in the universe, especially like forest sprites. So there's three different species of creatures and humanoids in this world here, which are forest sprites and cryptids and humans, which is basically exactly what they sound like, except I guess you could say the cryptids are basically furries, and I won't hide that fact. So what I've been doing here is trying to copy the illustrations of like the early 1900s. A lot of pen illustration, a lot of nice pencil illustrations to really get a sense of like what would these characters be looking at inside of library books. Illustration when photographs were not really readily available for elusive species. Yes, there were photographs in 1910s, but we'll just go with it. Here is something I'm trying to do with watercolor, like kind of capture a very early Kai Nielsen, Edmund Duloc kind of aesthetic. If you don't know who these men are, they're like early 20th century artists. If you've ever seen like The Little Mermaid, you'll know that a lot of the background for that, like they were going to do a version in the 40s, the Disney company, with Kai Nielsen creating these eerie, faceless looking creatures that really just lend itself to the very chilly atmosphere of a lot of fairy tales from back then, especially The Little Mermaid. And it's not a masterpiece, but I really do love how this turned out. It's not a one-to-one imitation, but I don't know. Artists are so pessimistic about their own art. It's nice to congratulate yourself every once in a while. Here's some more pencil drawings. Um, I don't know if YouTube is going to like hate me for this, but you know, hey, it's not like it's actual like pornography, because I'm not kidding. Back in the day, there was so much like erotic illustration with like satyrs, like the creature that Danny DeVito played in Hercules. A lot of erotica with them. It's crazy. It's not just us internet weirdos that create weird shit like that. We were always doing that. Um, Here's one with the VHS type of effect. Uh, Try to capture that very like, old school like diagrams of like the skull of creatures and animals, and what if we treated these fairy tale creatures like they actually existed in history? What would that look like in the textbooks that we would see in libraries or even in school? Really set up a context for the universe that these characters exist in, especially when they're existing in a world where they're being affected by an entire lifetime, an entire history of basically being sidelined by society because they're weird. So I hope that this was enlightening or exciting. Hopefully, it makes you want to read more. Let me see if I can display what we've actually got here. So we have Aurora under Aurora Sky. So, well, let's read the synopsis here. A feral stop it. A feral demon escaped from purgatory and into an isolated and nameless town in the 1990s. No one can tell if it's predatory, what gender it is, or where it even came from. Will it integrate into the unfamiliar, hedonistic society that found themselves in? Kind of pretentious, but we'll go with it. Maybe find others quite like themselves? With each interaction with the bemused townfolk, the demon unfolds secrets about themselves they'd long since forgotten. So, I like this format right here. I know we're getting very, like, early YouTube grain and, um, lighting situation, but I kind of like it considering how I'm trying to go a little retro here. Um, I would like to do more videos like this where I do a sort of diary of some sort, like I said. It's low maintenance. It's something I can do on top of, drawing every day. Like, I just was on vacation to a getaway for like a week. And that was probably the first time in like a year that I didn't that I broke my daily routine of at least drawing something. And it's a good habit that I got into because art school makes you draw every day. So when you get out, some of those habits still stick. As far as scheduling goes, well, this is the first time in 5 months that I have not been able to make my goal of releasing on the 17th of every month. And that's probably going to happen again, especially if I'm doing what I'm doing now and doing new things and experimenting in new ways, like I just showed you. But yeah, I think I'll be able to make up for it because I'm trying to create a new prologue, a new beginning episode to match up with the atmosphere that I want, the beginning that I truly want. Um, so I'll be able to make up for it. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with a once a month type of deal, especially because as of now I'm still having a full-time job on top of all of this, as well as trying to nab a new job that's certainly taking up all of my energy as well. I have a lot of commitments, and this is emotional top priority, but it's not like my financial priority. And to be honest with you, I am worried that there'll come a time where, and I don't think this is going to happen. This has been a project I've been doing since probably when I was 10 years old, writing stories like this. It's all I've ever wanted to do. It's all I've ever wanted to draw. It's a very personal project, but there's a part of me that does worry about losing interest, and all of this is for nothing. I know I'm not exactly selling myself here, but it is my feeling. It is transparently what my goals are, what my fears are, and I would like at least this journey, this video diary, to be part of a new form of content on top of this passion project. And I really hope you'll join me. Aurora Sky is my handle on pretty much all social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Aurora is the name of this webcomic. I hope that you like it. I hope that you'll try something new with it. If you've watched till the end, I really appreciate it. This is really fun, and I think I'm going to do this again. So please stick around if you care. Thank you.